Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Man, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers, and getting listeners back again with another podcast. This is your only source for daily Brewers podcast. We upload every morning, 5:30 Central Standard Time. It's available on all podcast platforms. You got YouTube, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Castbox, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and of course Apple. So that being said, we're here to throw some strikes, get some likes. We're going to talk a little preseason, pre-spring training predictions, rosters. I'm going to give you my prediction for what's going to be the roster coming out of spring training at this juncture. And then we're also going to talk about some of the news and everything going on. Obviously, there's a lot going on right now. It's been good two solid weeks of news and things happening in the world of Brew Crew. So it's been great. It really has. That being said, we're going to get right into some topics today. So, of course, we are going to start with the roster. And this is how I think it's going to shake up, shake down when it comes to what is happening Brew Crew on opening day. So we're going to go right into it. This is going to be the first version I'm going to give. So I'll probably give maybe 2 or 3 of these before the actual opening day. I'll probably do one midway through based on what we see in the spring trainings. At this juncture, today is the day, actually, because this podcast is coming out on Saturday. Today is the day where we have our first spring training game. Robert Stock, I believe, was named the starter. It doesn't really matter. It's a spring training game. But he's one of the guys competing for a spot. So, and we're going to learn all these names. You're going to know these names that we don't know. We're going to learn everything there is to know about the Brew Crew over the next few weeks. Not that we already haven't been learning here on this podcast. So I'm going to go right into this roster prediction. So I've got Christian Yelich, left field, Willie Adames, Rowdy Tellez, William Contreras, Jesse Winker, starting DH, Luis Urias, Garrett Mitchell, Bryce Turing, and albeit he's injured, I'm going to say Tyrone Taylor makes a turnaround and can come back. I'm also going to say Mike Brasso, Caratini, obviously, we got to have your backup catcher. Brian Anderson, and I am going to put, drumroll, I am going to put Frelich on the roster. I said he might not make it, but I'm going to put him on there. We'll see how that goes for him down the road, but Frelich is going to make the opening day roster breaking camp this year. Okay, so we got Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, Eric Lauer, Wade Miley, no surprises there. Adrian Hauser, Bryce Wilson, Javi Guerra, Hobie Milner, Matt Bush, Peter Strzelecki, Devin Williams, and I'm going to put in there Joel Payamps. I think Joel Payamps is going to be the one that's going to make it. He's going to be the other arm that we're going to see, barring any injuries or anything like that. Obviously, we've had a couple players fall out. There's been some injury already. I think Tyrone Taylor is still questionable. Now with the additions of Luke Voit and Tyler Naquin, I definitely think we could flip-flop those for Tyrone Taylor and Keston Hura, but that would require a move to like DFA them or something, or a big injury. If this Tyrone Taylor injury proceeds, you're going to see, you're going to see Frelich starting, and then you're going to see, so the moves will correspond. Tyler Naquin might make it. Who knows? I mean, it's spring training right now. We're a fresh start. So the only thing we've seen is a couple little injuries. Obviously, the Ashby injury, the Jason Alexander injury, and the Tyrone Taylor injuries are the major injuries that we've seen so far. So yeah, that's what I think with that. I don't think that there's much variation there. I mean, there can be, but it all depends on who gets injured and what happens in the spring training games that we have going on, right? So that being said, if you take a look at the 40 man, there's a lot of guys, non-roster invitees. There's a lot of guys just Oh, they did move Jason Alexander. I don't know if I mentioned this, did go to the 60-day. So that's a spot that's opened up. If he had a spot, I don't necessarily know that, but so you might see an Abner Uribe. The other the other one that I have has a shot that I didn't mention so far was Ethan Small. I think Ethan Small could start in a like a long man relief um, type of role. I don't think that the Brewers are going to carry Peyton Henry. I think Peyton Henry is going to be down, and then if an injury comes to the catching core, then we'll see him. Um, Owen Miller is another one that was not mentioned on my list. Owen Miller is a guy that could slot in a Mike Brasso type spot or a Castanera type spot as well. So it really depends on how it plays out, how everyone stays healthy. We still have Blake Perkins in there. He's actually in the depth chart, so that's interesting to see. As far as non-roster guys, you got, and it was actually mentioned Claudio is going to be one of the guys that they're going to use tomorrow, along with the non-roster invite of Robert Stock is his name. He's going to be the starter tomorrow. Robert Gasser, there's a potential we could see him, but I don't think it's right away. So, and a lot of these guys are just playing for a chance. Much like Luke Voit, you still got John Singleton. Eddie Alvarez is out there. Naquin, Monte Harris, Sky Bolt, Sal Frelich, Joey Weimer. All these guys are playing for a shot. So for spring training, it's going to be important for those guys, even though, like, for instance, I believe Frelich's playing for Italy. So, I mean, he's going to be playing, and he knows that. I mean, he knows that he's going to be playing games, and they'll be watching. They'll still be watching. So, I mean, he's got an opportunity to make the club from there. Now, I'm going to go straight into, I'm just going to get the meat and potatoes here. So, NL Central, if you look at the different predictions, most have us winning. Like for instance, FanDuel's got us at one minus odds to win the NL Central are going to be minus 170. A lot of people have us outdoing the cards. Actually, just about most everybody does. So, and I'll read them right down the way here. Okay, so this is, yep. I don't know if these are the exact numbers. I just pulled up this is FanDuel. I don't know necessarily that I want FanDuel's. I have to appreciate. I want to just make a mention and appreciate everyone that's been in the Facebook comments this week commenting on the Butcher's video. Butcher did a great job on a video, and I really appreciate him. Like I said, he's got creative control of all his videos, so he really does wonders and puts out great content. If you haven't seen it, it's the Mark Antanasio video from this week. Mark Antanasio, please sell the team now. But my take on this is I do believe the Brewers are going to win the NL Central. And the reason I say that is I feel like we have seen not enough moves out of the cards. Everybody's got crazy predictions coming out this time of year, and it just doesn't seem like, I think everybody kind of stood still, didn't really move too much. I mean, we didn't make any needle breaking moves. The best thing we did was get a catcher, but then we put our second base position in jeopardy. So, and then we load up with prospect level infielders. So this is as of 2/24. What they're saying. So NL Central, 87 wins for the Brewers, 86 for the Cards, Chicago 76, 71, and Cincinnati 67. I actually think we're going to win more than that. I'm going to say we're going to win 90. And then the Cards are going to be right at like 89, right behind us. Cubs are going to be in the mid 80s. Maybe 85. Then Pittsburgh, I'll give them 77 wins. And then Cincinnati is going to be at 65 wins. That's what I'm saying. And the reason I say that is, okay, you look at what Milwaukee did. Milwaukee shored up, got a better catcher. We already had Caratini last year, and he played very well. We also added a Jesse Winker, a regular DH. We added...
Daddy?
Yes, buddy.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Once I'm finished.
I'm really starving.
Go get a snack then.
Okay.
Close the door.
I did.
Okay. We added Jesse Winker. We added a William Contreras. We added well, you got Luke Voit and you got Tyler Naquin. Those are extra pieces that could help us down the stretch either way. It's more depth. But you had Owen Miller. You had oh my Lord. Toro. You got all these guys here. You've got this mess of infielders. You've got Yelich that looks to be coming back stronger than he's ever come back before. You still got Willie Adames. You got Urias. Rowdy Tellez is first base. That's his job. Plus, you got your rotation. You got a Freddie Peralta coming back healthy. You've got a Wade Miley just added. That's the one I was trying to think of. Wade Miley. You just added Wade Miley back. And Wade Miley can still give you some innings and still give you some play. You'll then have the depth of Adrian Hauser potentially pitching out of the bullpen or being a swing, kind of a six-man guy, something like that. So you've got a lot of depth there. And that's what Pacota's saying. There's all kinds of predictions out there. I mean, you can go to just about anybody and they're going to give you their take on where everybody's going to fall out. I'm just clicking a Sports Not to see what Sports Not says about the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central. Excuse me. How about this snow? This is ridiculous. I'm up in Fond du Lac, so it's really bad here. Okay, they got us coming in at 14th overall. Let's see if they got any of our NL Central falls. And then they got the Cardinals coming in at 10. So they're saying the Cardinals are a little better. Now, that's overall standings, overall best records and stuff like that. And they say they got 2 MVP candidates. They rotated out for Wilson Contreras versus Yachty. So, I mean, I get that. I just think it's going to be a lot tighter race. I've seen a lot more of the Pacotas, some of the other places really gave us a better record. MLB Network had a good breakdown the other day. There's a lot of good stuff coming out right now, just positive. 2023 MLB standings. Let's see what they say about us. This is the USA Today. So the USA Today doesn't have predicted standings. Okay. They just have the standings. Okay. That was a confusing one. All right, here's another team rankings. It's got us coming in second at 86 and 76. So, I mean, it's kind of it's splitting hairs at this point. It's all over the board, I feel we have enough to get 90 plus wins. I really do. Healthy Freddie Peralta really factors into that, and adding a veteran guy like Wade Miley. I've always kind of said that, like, you still need that one veteran along with these young guys. And I think that's been proven over the years that we've had these 3 young guys. Technically 4 if you count Eric Lauer. So if we go over to the Brewers webpage. I don't know if this was actually on the page itself today or not. But there was an article, Sal Frelich, talking about Sal Frelich, and it showed he smashed a home run and it broke the glass of someone's car. That's like standard spring training. There's always that picture. It's just something regular that happens in spring training. You see a lot of due to the size of the fields and stuff like that. So pretty awesome stuff. So this is a Brewers Think Classic tenure will pay dividends for big-time prospect. The story was an excerpt from Adam McKelvey's Brewers Beat newsletter. On the other hand, Sal Frelich had a chance to compete in his first big league spring training. He was also offered to compete for Italy. And that's what I mentioned. I said that could potentially hurt him. Frelich is MLB Pipeline's number 2 prospect and number 30 on the top 100. Choose the latter, and the Brewers are glad he did. He enjoys being in that competition or competitive environment, so it should be fun for him. Brewers manager Craig Counsell. That's what this experience is about. That's what the WBC is about. It's a unique experience and a unique opportunity. Sal is going to be a part of the Major League Baseball spring training a lot in the future. Like, take the unique experience. So yeah, it's very important for him to get that time. He's going to be in the big leagues for a long time. Since Frelich isn't on the 40-man roster, he had to run his requests through the Brewers. They concurred with the assessment of the value of the tournament. It was easy, he said. I told them it was something I wanted to do, and they were all for it. Frelich previously said he expects to begin the regular season at AAA Nashville. Now, he's expecting that. I think he'll play beyond that, but I know that's a service time manipulation thing. We're going to see that a lot with these young guys. I mean, and they're just doing it for their benefit, whatever benefits them in the long haul. If they've got guys that they can slot in front of them, that's why they made these depth moves and these 2 veterans that got brought in on minor league contracts. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I hope we get to see Frelich here this year. Something to look forward to. The other thing I saw today, and I saw this and I read this, and I was I found this very interesting. So there was I want to say it was between Dom and Sophia, one of those two had this information, and it was written into an article. Basically, the 2 pitchers that the Brewers have that take the most time are actually 2 of our all-star guys, Corbin Burns and Devin Williams. Devin Williams is the number 1 guy that takes the most time. So Devin has been diligently working since he got there to try and condense his time that it takes him to get the pitch going. He was actually in both scenarios, the amount of time it takes him, he's over the 15 and the 20-second. The 15 seconds, no runners on the base, the 20 seconds with runners on base. So he needs to work on that. That's a big concern and a big red flag. I don't remember the exact numbers on Burns, but Burns was just a hair off. He still does take quite a considerable amount of time, just like Devin Williams. So those are things to work on. We did see our first violation today. I got called on Manny Machado, some of you's most hated non-Brewer player. That says, will Brewers... so we're over at brewerfanatic.com. I post videos there. It's a great website. It's a fan community. Join it. You get a lot of content every day. They've been really hammering content this week. These writers put a lot of time in. Tim Muma. I don't know. I seriously want to get enunciation on all of these. I need an enunciation expert. As spring training begins, remaining free agents get antsy, start taking offers at which they would have balked in December. The Brewers benefited from that as they signed right-handed hitting Luke Voit to a minor league contract. It would be a huge deal for both sides if things break right. Though he had a down year in 2022, Luke Voit has shown some ability to produce lofty numbers in the past, even in a part-time duty. It surprised him that teams weren't calling with an MLB offer, but he also wanted a shot with a winning team. Now Voit has to earn his spot on an opening day roster. He has the offensive flaws and defensive limitations, but Voit could fill a giant void left by Hunter Renfroe on the right side of the dish. So basically what they're saying is there's the comparison here with Rowdy and Voit is to show that they complement each other. The question for the Brewers will be will the 26-man roster be with Voigt's bat at first base or DH? Defensively versatile player. Let some areas where Voigt's numbers could tempt Milwaukee to keep him on the big league club, despite how he might limit the crew's flexibility. So basically, and then they break down the splits and righties versus lefties. I'm not going to go into every detail there. Basically, a 162 game average from 2019 to 2021 is 261, 356, 494, 850, 36 home runs, 22 doubles, 100 RBIs, and 93 runs. Those are offensive numbers that you want to see. And basically, the rest of this article, they go on and again, go to brewerfanatic.com and read the rest of this article. It's good stuff. I've got a video over there. If I haven't popped that enough this week, go over to Brewer Fanatics and check out the Brewer Fanatic exclusive videos that I do for them. They've got another one up here breaking down Joel Piamps, Gus Varland, and Javi Guerra. So go over there, check those out. They've got some good stuff. Guys, baseball is today, 3 o'clock. If you're listening to this before then, check me out live. I'm going to go live probably after the game and just talk about it. I mean, it's a spring training game, so there's not much to talk about, but we'll talk about it. And then we'll do our weekly wrap-up show at the same time. So lots of good stuff coming, guys. We are getting closer and closer to opening day. We are going to figure out a time where we can do a live show in front of like the stadium or at a bar outside the stadium, something like that. The Butcher and I are well in the works of that. So that's really, really the content that we look forward to. I'm going to be doing breakdowns because this is a daily show. Of course, we're going to talk about every game all season long. We're going to talk baseball. We got the WBC. We're going to be doing WBC coverage and talking about our favorite Brewers playing in the WBC. Yeah, that's it for now, guys. We will see you tomorrow for a post. Maybe we'll do it during the game. I don't know. We might go live during the game and then do something after with a wrap up the week, that kind of thing. Lots going on. Just lots to talk about every day here. And like I said, go over to brewerfanatic.com. Join there. Join the forums. And let's have fun with this baseball season, guys. It's only just begun. And I'm having a blast with it. So thank you for coming along for the ride. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate and review the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And we do have a Patreon if you want to go over to patreon.com/MillerParkMinute. And we have a SeatGeek code I forgot to mention in the beginning of the episode. So SeatGeek code MillerParkMinute. Use that to save $20 on your first order with SeatGeek. Now that you can start buying baseball tickets as of tomorrow. Tickets go live tomorrow, guys. No event, no Arctic tailgate. I'm a little disappointed by that, but it is what it is, guys. We'll keep on rolling. Please hit me up on Twitter if you got any questions. Miller Minute is the handle for Twitter. So Miller Minute at Twitter. You guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute, and go Brewers.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.